Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel Scan Models with Mike, and today we're going to be doing issue number 2 at Build the Batmobile, and that consists of this beautiful wheel that's going to be coming up, and we also get to build an antennae. So as you can see, you get your lovely wheel down here, you get your lovely centre cap with your little bat emblem on it, and you get yourself the antennae as well, and then by the end of it we'll have a wheel, a hubcap, and also your antennae as well. Now what's quite nice about these wheels is, if you look here for example, this is not a wheel that, some of the wheels that we get we have to put in water just to soften it, and then you feed in the wheel rims and stuff, but this is a hard wheel, and they're one of my favourite wheels to work on, because you just offer the two parts together. Now as you can see, you've got the word Firestorm on here. It isn't directional because they've got the same writing on the outside here, so it doesn't really matter too much which way you put that round. First of all, we're going to put this section in here, which is the outer wheel, and that's going to go into here. And then of course we're going to put the inner wheel content in as well. Now that part there is plastic. This part here is, as you can see, that is die cast. Now what's going to happen is, with this you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You want to put it upside down so that you've got the wheel rim facing towards you. They're going to feed over onto these holes here. As you can see, we're going to have to give that a big push there, and we'll just fall through the other side because gravity is against us at the moment. So as you can see, that's all gone on there absolutely beautifully. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to get the cover for this, as you can see, and that goes like so. You want it so that you've got the flush end of the screw holes at the back, and they're going to line up onto there. And what's going to happen is that's going to seal all of that together. We're going to get ourselves some CP screws. As you can see in our little, they actually label for you as well, which is really cool. And we're going to put these in with our CP screws. I'm going to use a different sort of screwdriver here today. It's quite a long one. I quite like working on the longer versions if I can, and we'll screw that in. Feel free to fast forward if you want, because this stage here is a little bit repetitive. So we'll be doing that one. So that's the first one, and we're going to get on to the next one here and get that all secured in like so. Once it's on there, we'll get that all secured in. Now these are, as I said, my favourite wheels. I'm not a lover of the ones that you have to put in water. These are the best ones that I do enjoy. It's just the fact of offering the two parts together and gets it all nice. One thing I have noticed is, look how nice the black looks against that silver. Looks really cool, doesn't it? So we'll secure that in there as well. Get that all secured into that section there. And all that does is it just pulls the two halves together. And then what's going to happen is we're going to get this part as well. Get that all secured in there. And then we've got one last screw to do, and we will be finished on that part. And the great thing is we get to do 3 more wheels on this, which is super cool. Can't wait to do them. I really want to do that light as well. You know, at the back of the vehicle they've got that little yellow light at the back that sits in the back. I really want to do that as well. So as you can see, that's our wheel. Really gorgeous silver chrome effect there. And then as you can see, we've got the inner part of the wheel ready to go onto the axle once it's done. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to grab in our little hubcaps, and as you can see, these are quite small. So what's going to happen with this is a push fit connection. You'll notice there's a little hole in the centre here, and as you can see, you've got the pin here. And what we're going to do, this is a push fit, and that's just going to sit into that little hole there. Go right up, right up to the top of it. You'll feel that little click, and as you can see, that's all in there. Lovely. So what will happen is, when you get to connect this on, obviously it's gone onto the axle, you'll get a screw through there to hold it onto the steering rod and stuff, and then you get your little emblem on that. How cool is that? Isn't that beautiful? I love it, absolutely love it, and I think that's really cool. I just love that. I think that's so groovy. So yeah, really, really posh as well. The red really brings out the silver. And yeah, so that's your little cap. So you can pop that there. It's not going to fall out. Ignore me, it does. And we'll put that over to one side. So now, lastly, what we've got to do is the antennae, and this is quite good because, as you can see, it starts off small. If you just grab this part at the top, you can see that it brings up together, and it looks a bit like a conductor stick. So really, really good, and obviously you can shorten that again if you wanted to. So yeah, really, really happy with this. And what's going to happen now is we're going to get our antennae base, which is this beautiful gold part here. This is plastic as well. And you'll notice that we've got two holes here, which are going to marry up with the two holes that we've got here. So we're going to line that up, and you should be able to see, as you can see the mat. See that as I cover it, and then you've got the whole of the mat. That's what you're looking for. We're going to grab ourselves some EP screws this time, and we'll get that all secured in with an EP. These get two of these get put in on this one, so we're just going to line it up again. Going to see where my mat is. So it's about roughly about. Let's see. Yeah, it's about there. So this is quite a tricky bit because you've got to try and feel like where the hole is, sort of thing. So whoops, put that down again and try again. So again, the hole, I think it's just about there. I want to start off slowly because then I can work out, because we've got to guide the hole in. If you sort of like drop it or dislodge it somehow, you're not going to get the hole. And as you can see, that's not moving now because I've now got grip of that hole. So that's fantastic. And once I've got grip of that and I know it's in that hole, that will go in there beautifully and hold that there. Okay, we're then going to put in, lastly for this stage of the antennae, we're going to put the screw into this side here, and then we get to put the little antennae section thing on the top here, which is the antennae top. So as you can see, very slowly done into there like so. Is that cracked? Oh. Ah, right. You see what's happened there? This is cracked. So I would advise, that's probably my fault for going a bit too heavy with it. But, right, that is, you can pretty much see it. I don't know if that's a crack or if that's a defect line, but yeah, that feels like a crack to me. Okay, that's my fault because I've gone a little bit too heavy-handed with that. That is a shame. But the thing is as well, it's quite floppy-fied as well. So if I tighten that anymore, you know, it's going to give us a crack mark. So, okay, that is quite a little bit loose, but maybe it's supposed to go like that. But yeah, try not to do what I've just done and tighten it so much that you've cracked the edge of it. As I said, I think it feels like a crack, but then I'm sort of wondering, well, is it like a score line or something? I can't work out if that's a crack, but looking at that, it looks like it's going right the way down. So yeah, try to not over tighten it like I have. With me, I like my screws nice and tight. So yeah. So I'm a little bit intrigued here because I think I've just put that round the wrong way. So let's take that off a minute. And what I'm going to do is, that is supposed to go, I think it's supposed to go down that far. Yeah. So you want the chunky bit near that rim part. Now, what I might be able to do is I'll speak to Fan Home and see if I can rebuy this issue. The chances are, because for them to get a replacement, you normally have to be refunded and then recharged again. So I might have to speak to them about that. But, I mean, I'm happy to pay again, but I'm wondering also, is this going to be hidden? If it's going to be hidden, then it's not going to make much difference. But as you can see, I wouldn't tighten it very much because you can see it's cracked on me. So, yeah, I wouldn't tighten that too much. Mistakes can happen, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that's going to be hidden, to be fair. So let's put that into there. And as you can see, that is now already in its little canister thing. I really like that. It looks like a little, like as if it's like a deodorant bottle or something. But all you do is just pull that up like so, and there we go. Fantastic. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to put our little top of the antennae on, and this goes, giving us sort of like the ISS vibe from D'Agostini there, International Space Station. And then we'll get a little part that goes on the top. Just going to rest that there slightly. Now this is not, you don't push this on, you actually screw it. When I actually saw it, I thought you just push it on, but you actually screw this. As you can see, it's got a thread on it. So what you need to do is just sort of like go around like that. Just tighten that very carefully. And there we go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's fantastic. I love that. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. Wow. I love it. Super cool. And then you can just pull from the top and then it extends it. I'd love it if there was like a little button that like it extends it automatically. But as I said, I think that if we get the magazine here, we look about the car here, if we get it, I think it's probably that little silver part there. So if we go right down, you see there's like a little silver part sticking up here. I think that's going to be hidden in the car. So the gold bit's probably not going to be on show. That part is going to connect to something. So I am gutted that it's cracked on me, but it is what it is on that, unfortunately. I was a little bit too heavy-handed. But anyway, I'll speak to Fan Home and see whether I can buy another copy of issue 2, and then maybe we can replace that, because I don't like to see things broke. It's not nice, but yeah, that is such a shame that I broke that. But yeah, word of advice, don't screw too hard, and then you'll get it cracked like I have. But yeah, that's issue 2. So yeah, really lovely parts. As I said, we have our little wheel here, and then we have the little antennae all ready to go in the car. That's been issue number 2 of Build the Batmobile. Our next pack will be with us soon. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, tap the bell if you want to be notified of any future videos that I do on the channel. Remember that your shipments do come in monthly, so obviously we might have a little break now until we get the next shipment. That should be allocating somewhere in March, so there might be a little bit of a delay until we get the next issues up, because I'm still waiting for pack 2 to be allocated. So once that's allocated, we'll get that done, but our next copy should be here next week. So thanks so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to the channel. It's totally free of charge. Always tap that notification bell and you'll be notified as and when a video pops up on the channel. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.